Hey guys, I'm gonna tell you about my most embarrassing moments while I just go for like a simple old hack with the horses. This is in real life and in a game. The first one I'm gonna go with is when I first bought Extra, which was like, yeah, when it first came out, and I thought I was all that, and I went on there, I'm more like knowledge now. I went on there and someone stole I own one just so she would leave me alone. I'm like, yeah, I own a couple of the horses there. Like, I have my own horses there. And then she's like, no you don't, I jump 1.50 m on my horses. And then someone else intervened, was like, you're just embarrassing yourself. And then and she didn't get off at any point of this, by the way. Let's go for a gallop. And she decided to tell me how many, the other person asked her how many horses were there, and she, like, how many horses she owned, and she said she owned 32, and we both started going bahaha in the chats and stuff, and she was like, what? And then we were like, it's illegal to own that many horses unless you're like registered or whatever, and you have proof that like you own a big enough property. And she was like, yeah, I do, blah blah blah. And then she like, I just deleted my horse, and we were still talking, and me and this other girl was talking, and she was like, how many horses are at the barn? And I was like, there's 27 because there is. And she was like, that's also impossible, what the freak. And then I was like, no, it's not impossible. We have a massive paddock, all the all the stalls, like, no, where they're kept during the day for some hours, like they're let out at lunchtime and stuff into the paddock and stuff for a couple of like hours. It's like big enough that they can like trot in a small circle. And I was like, yeah, they're putting that, they have grass, they have everything. And then she was like, okay, and then she asked me like how high I jump, and the highest I've jumped actually in real life is like 80 centimeters, but I told her that I jumped a meter on my jumping horse, which I don't actually have a horse. And she asked me how big it was, and I said it's 16.4. 16.4. If you guys don't know, hands go up by 4 inches, and it's kind of confusing, but you can't have a 16.4 hand horse. That would be a 17 hand horse. So I should have said 16.3 because I didn't realize. Let's go for another gallop. I didn't realize. So I just said my horse was 16.4 hands. And she was like, she started laughing in the chat. She's like, bah, you don't own a horse, you don't even know how to size them. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then this other person was in the conversation ages ago, and she was like, yeah, what do you mean? And this girl apparently owns like, I think she said like 5 or 3 horses, and she she said she doesn't, she said she rides but she doesn't own horses. There's the other girl that said she owned a couple of horses. And then she was like, yeah, what do you mean? And she was like, it goes up in 4 inches, you can't have a 16.4, and like explained it all. And then the other girl was like, but if it goes up in 4 inches, yes, you can have a horse that's 16.4. Anyways, so I got the sizing wrong. Then we had a full-on conversation about everything else, and I talked about my riding and all that. I'm gonna swap horses because this one's worked enough. Woo. Okay. Oh. Okay. So My second most embarrassing story was in real life. I was riding a pony named Elmo, right? And this horse I've ridden so many times, I literally started on him. And he's known to bolt, he's known to refuse, he's known to stop, like not do anything, not want to do any work, stop dead in his tracks. So when I was riding him and we were doing his favourite, it was like, oh, what was it? It was like games, and where it's like pole bending, mug shuffle, friggin' stepping stones. No, we weren't doing stepping stones though. All that stuff. And also we were doing like 2 barrels and like water, and you had to do a figure of 8 around the barrels. And there was also like a tub and all that you would have to walk over onto a jump, like go over the tub and then go to the jump. So I was doing the water mug thing, and he was being so naughty. Right before that we were doing gate, where you have to open up a gate, walk through it, close the gate. Oh my god. Okay, looks like we're going on a freaking hack. Close the gate, and what else? Yeah, you'd have to close the gate, walk through it, and then go do the water mug. So he was being so naughty with the water gate, trying to bolt. I had a whip on him, because he was refusing to do anything before that. And I was like, maybe he's just being naughty because I have a whip. And I didn't drop the whip or anything. Dumb decision. Let's go for a go. So I didn't drop the whip, which I should have done that. But right after that, I had to do the water thing. And he decided to be really naughty to the point where my instructor at the time, which was my actual instructor's daughter, was teaching us, because my instructor was busy. And yeah, she came over and she was like, do you need some help? And I'm like, yeah, he's trying to bolt. And then she like blocked off his pathway to bolt. So I actually did the figure of 8 around the barrels, just in a trot, and some of it in a walk, so he wouldn't bolt. Then I put the cup back in the water, and he bolted. And he jumped away from a pole. It wasn't even that big of a deal. And I don't know why, but as soon as he started bolting, my instinct was to like flow with him, so I like went forward instead of like leaning back and flowing with him still. It's like lean back and pull back so he doesn't continue bolting. But he kind of jumped away from a bending pole because I was trying to turn him in a circle, but he jumped away from it instead. And I fell off and hit my head really hard, and it was the most like, it looked like I jumped off of him. It was the most embarrassing fall I've ever had. It was so bad. It was so bad. I'm trying to think of another embarrassing thing that's happened to me. One time, I was riding this horse named Woody, and yeah, I was doing up his girth, and I didn't check to see if any of the saddle flaps were folded, and I called over I called over my instructor, and I asked her why it's not like going up, like why isn't it going up, and I couldn't do up the thing, and I asked her to do it, and she was like, did you check to see if the saddle was folded? And before I could even say like no, or I'll check right now, she was like, oh my god, the folds are folded, you didn't check. And then she called over everyone and was like talked to everyone, was like, this, like, make sure you guys have checked before you call me over to do up the girth. And lucky I came over and did it and checked, otherwise I would have been riding with a folded thing, which I wouldn't have fixed it. And then yeah, that was just really embarrassing because, oh my god. Oh, okay. Let's try that again, Cherry. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, anyways, that was a third most embarrassing thing, and I think I might end the video there because I cannot remember half the most embarrassing things that I've done. But before we leave, let's see if Cherry can do that line, because I've never... Woo. Okay, come on, come on. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh. Let's try the line again. I wish you could still jump in a gallop. I'd try and do it because the gallop, I'm guessing because the gallop, oh my god. You know what, we don't even need to do the whole line. Let's just try to do this shoe. Jump. Good job! Now to the ditch. Wow, was that so perfect. Whoa. Let's go for a quick gallop and then I'll actually leave. Look how gorgeous Cherry is. Oh, I forgot to put her facial markings on. It's okay. Oh. Anyways, bye guys.